Hello everyone. There's one thing I really want to do on this Jeep, and that is to swap out the light over here. It's quite simple. You just take something narrow and undo the ball, this glass. And in this Jeep there's 3 of them. 2 of them are the smaller ones, and they all go off in the same way, I suppose. This one has, however, well, off it came. Did I broke anything? No, I didn't. That's nice. Let's undo. They get pretty hot quite quick. Ow! Yeah. Glad I didn't do that with my fingers and nothing else. Okay. Other gloves. So you have already noticed that they get pretty hot. So when you are changing these ones out, could be a good idea to just kill the battery or to turn it off. But now I have the camera over there, so and there we go. Don't want to drop that on me. Ooh, it gets like ridiculously hot. It's even, I'm not gonna put it here. It's almost too hot to touch as it is. But this is the lights, and I'm gonna go to the store and see if I could get them. And there's one in the back as well that I'm gonna take off and see if that is a similar light. And yeah, use proper gloves. I almost burnt my finger. Even if I was like holding, I thought it would be like warm because I was holding this, just a napkin, a wet napkin. But well, that almost burnt me through anyway, so be careful. So we have the one in the trunk area as well. That one comes up quite easy and probably gets hot as well. So I'm gonna get the glove again. If you don't have a camera when you're doing this, just do it with the doors closed, because then they won't get warm. Here we go, almost got it out. And also when you're doing this, if you're gonna use something to pry it out with, use plastic. I'll just use plastic. It makes sense. There's electricity in it, so why would you use anything else than plastic? So we got the lights out. Let's go to the store and see if we can find some replacements. So I'm back from the store and I got some new lights. They are not quite the same though. There's 2 lights that look like this originally, and it's going to be replaced with this one. It's a LED. The issue is that it's much shorter than the other ones, and compared to this one, it's a completely different construction as well. But I think if I'm just bending the connectors just a little, it's probably gonna work. The other one I got are replacing this one, and this is the replacement. And I am pretty confident that this one is gonna work out just well, great. And when it comes to these ones, I'm not so sure. There's 2 of these. One is in the back, one is in the front. So let's start with the replacement and the small modification, and let's see if it works. So there's 2 pegs here that I bent inwards a little bit. So it should be enough of room for this one to fit in there. If I wiggle a little bit, I should be able to get it in there. I definitely get it in, but the issue is going to be that I don't think it's going to sit in here very well. So it might fall off. Carefully, let's turn it around. It fits. Well, I got it to fit. Honestly, I'm not sure how well it's gonna last here, but let's hope for the best. So what we see here is that we have a groove up here that's supposed to hold the original light, and this is just sandwiched in between those two. Definitely not the most stable solution. It might even come loose if I run over a bump or something like that, but let's try it out. The next replacement is this one to this one. This one should be pretty straightforward. Sometimes there is a negative and a positive side, so that could be the case in here. And this one just slides into the groove where it goes. It's on there. Okay, so there's no power in that one. Let's flip it. Yep, there we got it. Very nice. Let's turn it off. And let's get the cover back on, if I could find that one. That should really not be that hard. There we go. Time to get this other piece on. That's nice. Now we only have one left and we clearly see the difference between them. So we're gonna pop this one off. Careful, so we don't break it. There we go. And turn it off, so it doesn't get too warm when I remove it. Let's just pull it out. And there's light. If you don't have light, there's a positive and a negative side, so then you just are able to switch it. Let's get the cover back on. And let's do the final test. Let's make sure everything works. They are both, and I just heard that. The light in here, it just fell off. And that's a bummer, kind of. Question now is if there's a good way to get this one to look like each other. I think maybe if I pull these caps off and put over the top of these ones, I could actually like fit them there. Okay, so let's explain the issue we have. The issue is that this is the original piece, and as we see, there's a small little hook over here, and this is my replacement. What I'm going to try to do now is to remove this part and put that part over this part. And by doing that, I should be able to get them to kind of fit, because there is a little groove there that actually hooks up on the light. So I'm not sure if it's gonna work, but I feel pretty sure it's gonna work. So I'm gonna put the glove on, and let's just see if I could removing it by wiggle it. Came off, looked like this, and well, it works. Let's just do the same with the other one. I just wiggle it a little bit. Okay, so if we look at this small piece that holds it in place is actually stuck to the glass. And it's a little bit too big to get on like this. Doesn't matter that much though. I could solder it up. I'm probably gonna solder it up. Let's see where I have the solder. This is the thing, the head of a garage that is like a mess. You don't find anything. And put that one in there. Turned out pretty good. So this is our end result. And we have that small little hook. Well, let's hope it works, that I didn't ruin the LEDs when I was like playing around with fire. Not the prettiest thing, but doesn't matter. Maybe not the most sophisticated solution, but well, it works. Well, it looks like it should work. I don't know if it works. Let's find out. So we got our hole here, slightly bigger, and hopefully it could hook into. And I kind of thinking that it just needs to hook in like one side or at one place. If it does that, it will be enough to hold it in place. I think that's it. Gives light. And if we just test it around a little bit, if it can take this, it's not gonna fall off. Well, at least that's what I'm saying now. So, last thing, put the cover back on. That's it. So, all these three are solid and they work. The last one is the one in the back. And guess what? It's the same issue. I have this one and I'm gonna get this one to fit. The only difference is that it's a little bit smaller. So maybe if I'm lucky, it's gonna work, but I guess it's not. So let's try to figure the one in the back out. I'm a little bit lucky because this light, that was actually the light that went into the front, and up here we have this kind of light. The only difference is that the light I removed from here is slightly longer, but I don't really think that matters. I think all I just have to do is basically to plug it in, and it should work, and it does. So just plug it in here and we are all fine. If it doesn't work, just turn it around and it should work. There's a positive and there's a negative. Just get it in there. Boom, we are set. The last step is to get the cover back on. Yes, like that and like that. And now it's back and we have LED lights in the car. The light is installed inside of the Jeep and it looks nice. It looks more modern, and that's also always a nice thing. But that was not really the main reason why I decided to install LEDs. The main reason is that the LEDs draws less power. So if you are in a situation where you like out camping or stuff like that and you leave the doors open, the chance of draining the battery is much smaller with LEDs. Another one, as you noticed previously in the video, is that the original light, the halogen, they becomes pretty warm. And the LED is not really that warm. The installation, however, maybe was a little bit overcomplicated, considering that one of the light I got was not really the proper one, or at least it didn't fit. I made it fit because I didn't want it to make this to like a really large project where I go out and looking for a simple light bulb. If I have a possibility to make something work, I choose that rather than go looking for a part. Especially when it's something simple as a light. Also, thing is, in Sweden, there's not that many stores selling these kinds of stuffs. So in other countries, you might be more lucky with finding the proper replacement. If you doesn't, well, there is always a solution, or in many cases, there is a solution. If you like this kind of video, give it a thumbs up. Also, I would be glad if you wrote something to me in the comment below. I'm going to release a video once a week. That has always been my plan. Sometimes it doesn't really work out. So if you want to know when I'm getting the video, click here to subscribe. You could also click that bell icon down there so you're getting notifications every time I release a video. If you want to see more Jeep related content, click here to see the full playlist related to Jeep stuffs and like that. And I'm glad to have a Jeep again and doing Jeep content. That's my main thing. That's what I like. So thanks for watching, and I see you later.